Hello and welcome. My name is Ray Pitts, and I'm a Senior Director with Slalom in our AWS Slalom Launch Center. And on behalf of Slalom, AWS, and LG CNS, I'm delighted to welcome you to this exclusive session on Transform Your Cloud Journey, Disrupt or Be Disrupted. And at this time, I'm proud to introduce to you my friend and colleague and the Vice President of LG CNS Build Center of Korea, Mr. Song-Yog Park. Hello, Mr. Park.
Hello, Ray.
So today we're going to talk about what we're seeing in the market with respect to cloud and cloud adoption. And Mr. Park and I will talk about how LG CNS, Slalom, and AWS work together to help LG CNS become a premier cloud builder organization. And then you'll see how that story kind of fits with this disruptive model. So disruption can take on many forms, from being a market disruptor to the disruption that organizations go through to take advantage of all the cloud has to offer. And what we're seeing in the market right now with respect to cloud is that moving to the cloud and taking advantage of all the cloud has to offer is a journey. And we see our clients in stages like the 5 that you see here on the screen, from curious on the left side to disruptor way over on the right. So whether it's the first time with the cloud or that they've done some movement or development, sometimes we find companies or even departments who want to just start fresh. So being curious is a great posture to be in, and one where you can really gain from being more strategic before you really get going. After you do some work in the cloud and building upon that, that's another stage. It's one where you're ready. You're ready to move past POC, or proof of concept. And you've realized that you need to do some rapid development or some migration or even some organizational changes. Cloud-first companies are ones where foundations are already set, their eyes are wide open, and now it's time to scale. This requires business modeling, operational changes, new motions to fully adopt the cloud. And this is where transformation starts to begin. Cloud native companies are active in advanced cloud activity, but there's still room to grow. This is typically where we see innovation in the form of new product development that drives incremental business value. And then finally, disruptors completely rethink a business model by reinventing it in the cloud. And we have customers that are doing just that right now, and it's clearly the most exciting work that we do. Our point of view is to meet you where you are, regardless of where you are in this journey, and help you move along. Also, the journey is never just about technology. It's never just about moving assets to the cloud. It's about people. It's about culture and business and technology teams working together in new ways. Moving to the cloud is strategic, and it requires changes in operating models, ways of working, and business models that stretch companies to think more like modern software companies than traditional businesses. And we believe in modernizing your business while you adopt the cloud. Driving business value doesn't have to wait until after you move to the cloud, and oftentimes it may be too late to do so. So we believe in driving business value along with the technical value. And as we'll see in the case of LG CNS, regardless of where you are and where you're going, the journey itself requires a disruptive mindset. LG Group is made up of 70 companies with revenues in excess of 140 billion US dollars annually, with several other companies #1 in their category worldwide. LG CNS is the IT service company for LG Group, and serves several open market customers in the South Korean market as well. And in 2019, LG Group announced a strategic plan to move 90% of their corporate workloads to the cloud by 2023. And about 80% of LG CNS's open market customers set similar strategies. With 6,000 engineers serving data centers all over South Korea, doing traditional software application and maintenance, LG CNS needed to respond quickly to a market that was pushing to be disruptive with their foundations in the cloud. Slalom was introduced to LG CNS by our partner AWS, and the 3 of us put together a plan to get LG CNS moving along quickly. This plan required a lot from LG CNS, a complete disruption of their operating model, hard work, and a dedication to seeing things through to a result that required a lot of cultural change to get there. And now I'd like to hand the mic over to you, Mr. Park. Mr. Park, take it away.
Hello, Ray. Good to see you, and thank you for inviting me to join this conversation. For those of you I haven't met, my name is Sang-Yup Park. I am the Build Center leader of LG CNS. Let me give you a little background. At LG CNS, we need system and structure to support our innovation and business agility. So we chose to work with Slalom. We wanted to be leaders that challenge the status quo and bring changes. And this change began with conversation around cloud-native systems through AWS. We knew we needed an experience that not only provided solutions, but one that would be an immersive model that would empower our engineering team.
Our approach centered around 3 work streams, all happening simultaneously. First, AWS jumped in with their 70 and 70 program, rapidly migrating 70 LG CNS applications to the cloud in just 70 days. Then, in an unprecedented and highly disruptive move, LG CNS pulled 30 of their engineers and key leaders from their roles in Seoul, Korea, and flew them all the way to Seattle to work alongside Slalom builders in a co-development teaming effort in our launch center to modernize one application and to build another one from scratch, both in the AWS cloud. And lastly, Mr. Park brought key leaders from his management team to work alongside their new teams and to learn a new way of doing business, like a modern software company, which was modeled after Slalom's build organization. Mr. Park, can you talk a little bit about what that experience was like?
From our very first meeting with the Slalom team, we learned that Slalom shared the same company philosophy of always doing what is right, a value very similar to our LG 정도 philosophy. Slalom and the LG CNS team had a successful workshop to learn and define a path to transform LG CNS into a modern builder organization. Slalom understood our vision and showed the LG CNS team how to be a successful modern builder organization. For those new to the term, modern builder organization describes a product development team that uses modern software and data engineering approaches, methods, and tools to deliver digital products to customers. Examples of these modern methods and tools include Lean engineering principles and cloud platform services. The LG CNS team learned alongside the Slalom team to modernize and build new products with AWS using proven agile product engineering methods and tools. Our LG CNS team learned how to lead a modern builder organization by observing how Slalom's build center grew through an evolving operating model. The LG CNS team also learned how to work together differently by immersing ourselves in this experience. When we arrived in Seattle, the Slalom team welcomed LG CNS with open arms and shared Slalom methodology, processes, assets, and other materials to help us build our own build center in Seoul, South Korea. With Slalom's immersive work environment, the LG CNS team members learned agile modern delivery, which covered everything from the technical infrastructure, product engineering, strategy, operating model, leadership, and management practices. After the LG CNS team returned to South Korea, we launched the LG CNS Build Center with help from the Slalom team, and we are continuing to work on partnership activities and ideating growth together. When we visited the Slalom office in Seattle, Washington, the LG CNS team had an exciting time. We loved collaborating with Ray and his team, and everyone was very friendly. As you will see in the video, it was special for our CEO Young-Sub Kim and Slalom CEO Brad Jackson to meet and interact with Ray and everyone on the launch center team.
In this unique program, we focused on three core foundations. First was technical, things like AWS landing zones, deployment automation, and security. The second was teaming. We worked on agile, iterative code development, integrating QA and UX design into the development process, and the roles of management in the modern software development environment. And the third was business. We actually worked through a comprehensive playbook that was modeled after our own builder culture and build center. We modified it to meet LG CNS's specific strategic goals. We focused on things like strategy, operating model, the modern software business model, and key capability areas like solution ownership, software engineering, cloud DevOps and security, data and analytics, quality engineering, and experience design. The immersive approach was intentional, and it included four key components. First, our approach to code development, or what we call guided mastery, is to pair up the LG CNS team members role to role with the Slalom team members in order to ensure that we have the right matchup by role and to understand our partners' skill levels and experience. We performed a detailed assessment for each LG CNS team member. Then from there, we custom developed a learning plan that was specific to each team member. And that included role-based and skill-based learning, both online and self-directed, team training around things like lean agile mindset and agile delivery, and deep AWS and technical training that we delivered in expert-led sessions. Our approach to guided mastery is outcome-based. We really wanted the LG CNS team members to be as self-sufficient as possible when they left to go back to South Korea. So we implemented a learn, see, do approach, where the learning happened before and while they were engaged with their Slalom counterpart in real hands-on work. They were able to see how to perform their role by watching and observing their counterpart. And then when they are ready, they took over the steering wheel and actually did the work under the watchful eye of their Slalom counterpart. And the leaders were brought along too. In addition to learning how to stand up and run a build center using our build playbook and learning from our build leaders, Mr. Park and his leadership team played their part as managers and leaders of two full engineering teams, learning new ways to interact with them as leaders of modern software development teams. The result was a customized personal experience for every team member of the LG CNS team on the project, regardless of their role or position. We developed a deep understanding of each other, a great respect, and a personal and professional relationships that sustain our ongoing partnership to this very day. Our approach to software engineering and delivery centered around PEM, Slalom's open-sourced product engineering methodology. And this methodology and toolkit to modern software engineering is based on Slalom's experience delivering thousands of successful projects of software engineering and is continuously improved by our global team of experts. It was used as a framework for LG CNS's immersive co-development experience for both the modernization team and the new product development team. And we're happy to give it to them when they went back to South Korea. Success for Slalom meant that we were able to successfully partner with LG CNS to help them not only learn how to modernize and build cloud-native applications on AWS, but to think disruptively as an organization, rethink their business and operating model, and successfully stand up their own build center in South Korea to serve a demanding and fast-moving market there. It also showed us a new way of partnering in a way that's never been done before, and in a new market that we otherwise would not have been able to operate. It also showed us a new way to work with AWS, one that led directly to the concept of the AWS Slalom Launch Center. Mr. Park, what did success look like for LG CNS?
Through our partnership, we have created three meaningful results. First, LG CNS has become the leader of cloud-native capability in South Korea. Next, LG CNS is well prepared for the challenges in the new cloud-native market. And finally, we have established a partnership that will ensure our continuous growth. LG CNS has become the best modern agile application builder in South Korea, enabling us to help South Korean customers build modern technology products in the cloud. We are growing and delivering our customers' visions by building modern cloud applications. With LG CNS modern agile delivery capabilities, our build center is now helping LG Group family companies as well as open market enterprises in South Korea. Many South Korean customers are thinking about or starting their digital transformation, and LG CNS is guiding them on this journey. Through strong partnership with Slalom and AWS, LG CNS will continue collaborating on our customer success.
In January of 2019, AWS and Slalom announced Launch Center, an advanced partnership between our two firms that took the concept that we just talked about with AWS, Slalom, and LG CNS and formalized it. With dedicated teams, combined methodologies and tools, and immersive, holistic experience. And we've been implementing it successfully throughout the whole year, and with customers who are in all stages of the cloud journey to disruption that we talked about earlier. In March of this year, on the heels of the COVID-19 pandemic outbreak, we rapidly retooled to a virtual model, something we're already doing in our build centers. And we're delivering these projects successfully using the latest virtual collaboration and modern software engineering teaming tools. So, tying all this back to our experience and point of view, what we learned on the LG CNS project not only helped us drive the AWS Slalom Launch Center, but it strengthened our point of view around cloud disruption. Moving to and adopting the cloud is a journey, and that journey can start anywhere along a continuum from curious all the way to disruptive. And we plan to meet our clients where they are and help them move along. Secondly, the journey is never just about technology, and it's never just about moving assets to the cloud. It's about people, like Mr. Park and his team, their culture, and it's about business and technology teams working together in new ways that disrupt and stretch companies to think more like modern software companies than like traditional businesses. And finally, we believe in modernizing your business while you adopt the cloud. Tackle the business challenges while you tackle the technical so you can realize business value along with the technical value. Together with LG CNS, we've proven that it's possible, and you can make rapid progress by tackling multiple things at once. So where are you in your journey? And what is it that got you there? Could one of these 6 situations sound familiar? Maybe you're the disruptor. You have an idea for a new business model that's 100% cloud-based, and you need to get that fleshed out and delivered to market. Maybe you're a new leader in a company who may be lagging behind in its thinking, infrastructure, methods, and strategy, and you need help from someone who understands where you want to go. Or maybe you've acquired a company that's not quite at the same place that you are in cloud adoption, and you need to migrate and modernize them to your platform and standards. You may be a company who's been migrating to the cloud for a while, but you just really don't have a strategic plan or direction for what happens after migration. A similar situation we see are companies who started a transformation and find themselves bound up or have conflicting initiatives or in danger of just stalling out. And finally, we see many companies who are just looking to get their innovation ideas off the ground so they can capture growth opportunities or support more efficient operations with cloud-native technologies. So if any of these situations feel familiar to you, or if you see yourself in any of the stages of the cloud adoption journey, and maybe this story of how LG CNS disrupted themselves in order to address a market that was rapidly moving to the cloud, then maybe the AWS Slalom Launch Center is something to look into. We're here to listen and to see if we can help. So please feel free to book a meeting with one of our cloud experts today and use the link that you see on the screen. go.slalom.com/cloudexpert. And on behalf of Slalom and AWS, I want to thank you for all of you for attending today. And I want to thank you, Mr. Park, for presenting with me. It was my pleasure, and it was my honor to work with you and to share our story together today.
Thank you very much, Ray, and thank you, Slalom and AWS, for helping LG scale our cloud infrastructure and cloud native systems.
Thanks, everyone.